Drake's concert in Amsterdam had a crazy and shocking moment that no one saw coming. The superstar, who is famous for putting on great shows, seemed to completely lose his cool on stage. In the middle of one of his biggest songs, he suddenly stopped performing. He started walking back and forth. Then he dropped his microphone and put his hands on his head. At first, the fans thought it was all an act for the show. But then, Drake clearly motioned for the music to stop. He started talking really fast about how too many problems were stressing him out at once.
I got here, sure, I could write songs, sure, I could sing a little bit, I could rap a little bit, but I got here based off of good karma. So I want you to be good to people. I want you to treat people right. You don't get here by being a dickhead, a piece of shit, a snake. I got here by good karma, and each and every one of y'all supported me for all these years. That's why I'm standing here. You understand what I'm saying to you?
People in the crowd recorded the whole awkward thing on their phones. In the videos, you can hear him talking about how stressed he is from his personal life, drama in the music business, and how he's sick of people pretending to like him. The entire arena got really quiet as he suddenly walked to the front of the stage. He just stood there, staring into the crowd for what felt like forever, before he finally took a deep breath and tried to keep performing. But the mood was totally different, and everyone could tell he was not okay. Almost immediately, social media blew up. The hashtag #DrakeMeltdown started trending everywhere. Some fans were really worried about his mental health. Others guessed it was because of his recent fight with another rapper, Kendrick Lamar, or because his new music hasn't been doing so well. No matter the reason, one thing was clear. This was not the cool, confident Drake that everyone knows. Now that a video is all over the internet, everyone is wondering the same thing. What exactly made him snap on that stage in Amsterdam? But here's a clip of what he said.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I came here after all these years, and I brought the whole fucking catalog. I brought the whole clip. I came to turn all the way up tonight. I brought every song I got. Hey, I'm staying on this stage as long as you need me, so you feel fulfilled. That's what I'm doing tonight.
He especially talked about how Amsterdam is a special city for him because that's where his son was conceived. People in the crowd found this to be a very strange and personal thing to share during a big concert. Think about it. You go to a huge concert expecting to have fun and hear hit songs, but the show takes a serious turn. The artist gets emotional, shares private stories, and basically asks the crowd to feel sorry for him. This makes you wonder why he's doing it. Is he trying to make fans feel closer to him? Is he trying to get people to support his new music? Or is he just trying to make the concert feel more personal? He kept talking and eventually got to his main point. He said, "The most important thing I can tell you is that I didn't get famous by being a problem, a snake, or a villain. I got here by being good to people, treating them well, and having good karma." This seemed like his way of trying to prove he's a good guy, even though a lot of people in the media have been criticizing him lately. But there are some problems with what he said. Let's start from the beginning. Claiming you became successful without ever being sneaky or hurting anyone is a big statement. However, his own past tells a more complicated story. He has been involved in very public fights, personal drama, and there are still serious accusations against him that make people question if he's really as nice as he says he is.
They just had one too many tequila shots, that's all. I can relate. I was saying backstage, I was saying that this is the place, a very special place in my heart, because this is where my son was conceived. So this is it's a big show for me, you know. I hold Amsterdam very dear to my heart. There would be no Adonis if there wasn't an Amsterdam, so shout out to y'all.
Emotional music, which seemed like he was trying to make it feel very real and honest. But for a lot of people watching, it didn't feel totally believable. Now, let's talk about the numbers. Drake's fans often point to his sold-out concerts as proof that he's the biggest live performer. Videos from his Amsterdam show make the crowd look huge, maybe as big as other major artists. But if you actually check the size of the venue and the ticket sales, the story is more complicated. The place he played, the Ziggo Dome, can only hold a maximum of 17,000 people. For a new artist, that's amazing. But for a huge global superstar who's been famous for over 10 years, that's actually a pretty normal size show. This number becomes really important when you compare him to others. For example, Kendrick Lamar's tour also stopped in Amsterdam, but he played in a massive stadium. Kendrick's venue could hold 56,120 people. Even after setting up the stage, they still had over 50,000 fans. To be fair, even if you cut that number in half to 28,000, it's still way more than the 17,000 that could fit in Drake's venue. And it's worth noting, Kendrick's tour had other artists on the ticket with him, and so did Drake's. So the comparison is fair.
In this life, I hope you get everything that you want, but you never give up, you keep going, not even on some preachy shit. I just want you to, this might be the moment that you need to hear. And the biggest thing I can say to you is, I didn't get here by being a piece of shit. I didn't get here by being a snake. I didn't get here by being a dickhead. I got here by being good to people, being nice to people, and my karma is straight. That's why I'm still on stage in 2025, trust me.
Even if you try to guess the numbers in the most generous way possible, it's obvious that way more people went to see Kendrick Lamar. Think about it. They both played shows in Amsterdam in the same year, but the difference in crowd size is massive. This isn't just about one city. It's a clear sign of who is pulling in bigger audiences right now. It totally adds more fuel to the biggest debate in hip-hop, who really is on top. But it's not just about how many tickets were sold. The actual concert experiences were like night and day. Kendrick's tour was designed for those giant, packed-out stadiums you see on TV. He had this huge, mind-blowing stage with crazy visuals, dancers, and a setlist that felt like one big story. It wasn't just a concert. It was a major cultural event that everyone was talking about. On the other hand, Drake's tour felt different. He was playing in smaller indoor arenas. Reports from fans said the setlist was pretty much the same every night, and the stage show didn't have the same wow factor. It created a more low-key, and some might say less exciting, vibe compared to Kendrick's huge spectacle. And those big stadium shows create a huge ripple effect. They get talked about on every news site and blog. They trend for days on social media because everyone is posting clips. Big brands want to sponsor them. All of this builds up an artist's fame to a whole other level. The Amsterdam situation is a perfect example of how the choices an artist makes change how people see them. Right now, it looks like Drake might have been avoiding a big solo stadium tour. The likely reason? He might have been worried that he couldn't sell enough tickets to fill those huge places like his rivals can. So, he tried a different strategy. Instead of a solo tour, he teamed up with another artist, Party Next Door, for a joint album and tour. This was probably a safer, lower-risk move. It was like testing the waters to see how fans would react, hoping to build some hype for a bigger solo comeback later. But so far, that plan doesn't seem to be working like they hoped. The buzz was quiet, and now people are just confused about what he's doing next. Everyone is asking the same questions. Was that emotional meltdown on stage a planned stunt that just totally backfired? Was it a real, genuine cry for help to get fans to feel for him again? Or was it just a desperate attempt to stay in the headlines, even if the news was bad? This whole thing started a much bigger conversation about longevity in the music industry, how long a career can last. Music trends change faster than ever thanks to TikTok and streaming. The artists who manage to stay famous for decades are the ones who can change with it. They have to be smart, keep learning, and be very intentional about the music they make. We've seen legends like Madonna or Jay-Z survive massive shifts in culture by adapting their style. The million-dollar question now is, can Drake adapt? But here's the key. An artist only stays on top if they can evolve without losing what made them special in the first place. Their authenticity. If they don't have that self-awareness, moments like Drake's meltdown can permanently change his reputation. A single bad moment can become his entire story online. These days, the margin for error is zero. Anything an artist does, a questionable lyric, a bad performance, an awkward comment, can be recorded on a phone, clipped into a 15-second video, and spread to millions of people in minutes. Concerts used to be a sacred space for artists to connect with their most loyal fans. Now, everyone in the crowd is a potential critic with a camera. Fans don't just want to hear a live version of the songs they know. They want a whole experience. They want to see great skill, cool stage presence, and feel a real, emotional connection. This is a big challenge facing every artist today. The music business has a short memory. It doesn't care about your old hits from 5 years ago. If you aren't willing to innovate, try new things, and put in the effort, fans will quickly move on to the next big thing. Artists who embrace change and hard work can actually become even more famous. The difference between a must-see, incredible show and a lazy, boring one has never been more obvious. In a market this competitive, even a small mistake can blow up into a huge problem. So, what's next? It's still totally unclear if this moment will be a wake-up call for Drake, or just the next chapter in a decline. His entire future depends on what he does right now. The pressure is absolutely on for him to deliver a new album or project that is powerful, meaningful, and so good that it makes people forget the negative stories. Fans today are smarter and have more options than ever. They want more than just a famous name. They want true artistry, a real connection, and an artist who is consistently great. The next few months will be a huge test. They will show us if Drake can still give his audience what they want. We'll just have to wait and see what he does next. This story is still unfolding. If you made it to the end of this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. The next chapter in this saga might just change everything.